I'm just like you, you're just like me. We can't stop watching these movies. Is it a curse? No, it's a dream come true. Yes, I'm a Barbie girl like you.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for another meeting of the Barbie Council. I'm Brianna,
And I'm Kevin.
and as experts in the field, we have been appointed to provide the public with a chronological record of the ever expanding Barbie cinematic universe. While our meetings are available to the general public, it should be noted that the content is not suitable for children. In today's session, we're covering the My Scene webisodes, split into two very different categories. We have one from 2002 to 2006, and then there's another set of webisodes from 2008.
They have very different styles. It is very noticeable when you swap from the older ones to the newer ones. The newer ones don't look like anything like the other My Scenes, both the webisodes and the movies that came out.
It was very jarring. I was not expecting it going in.
Yeah, it. Some of the characters give off like Monster High vibes, and
Yes.
then yeah, it doesn't look like My Scene anymore. Like I was having a hard time figuring out who was who.
Well, and then they add new
They
characters
do,
in, so
yeah.
that
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
help.
we'll get to that. But yeah, I don't think I saw any of these very short webisodes. These most of them are incredibly short. Some as little as like 20 seconds up to maybe a minute and a half. The audio is terrible, and
Garbage.
the animation leaves a little bit to be desired. Again, this was from the early 2000s, and they were basically just put on the MyScene website. So, it's hard to expect a lot more than that.
Yeah, they didn't put a lot of effort into
I'm
them.
sure at the time it was pretty good for online video content on just the website,
Hmm.
but watching it now, especially after watching the movies, it's aged a little bit.
Yeah, the movies look amazing compared to this.
Yeah, and they're all available on YouTube. You can check out a compilation of the 2002 to 2006 webisodes as well as the 2008 ones. So luckily they've all been saved, because sometimes with this
Thank
stuff,
God.
once the website goes down, they just vanish. So it was nice that someone cataloged all of them. It was a little bit confusing because the episodes are so short. There's a lot of different names of episodes, and there's tons of title cards within the episodes, and within the compilations that are on YouTube. They don't list the names of all the episodes. There's a couple of episodes that aren't listed, but
Yeah,
they
there's
are
and
in
there's
there.
there's title cards and end cards and then random cards in the middle, which I guess are still title cards, but it was very confusing to try to figure out what little episode it was.
Yeah, it was it was a bit of a nightmare. So the way we have this set up, because all of these are so short, we're going to do rapid fire for all of them except one. One of them is a little bit longer. It's about 10 minutes, so we'll take a little bit more time on that. But the rest of them, it'll be rapid fire, 1 minute for each little webisode, and then we're going to move on to the next one. Because there's not a lot of content in some of these. Although I will say that some of them provide some very important lore, like characters meeting each other. Like,
Fills in some plot holes,
yeah,
get some backstory.
there's some like ties to Jammin' and Jamaica's storyline. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a
Yeah.
world that I was completely unaware of.
I was hoping to learn more about the characters' horoscopes, but
They didn't.
unfortunately, that wasn't a big part of it.
Madison Avenue was mentioned. Madison being named after the street in New York or something. That
Yeah,
was
that's
mentioned.
cool.
So some of the stuff was there. I don't. I guess the rest of the stuff on the wiki is just being pulled from maybe the dolls. The
Yeah, I'm
dolls
sure.
probably have information on the horoscopes, but unfortunately, we didn't have a horoscope episode.
It's really
Sadly.
a missed opportunity.
So before we get into the episodes, at the start they play the theme song, and the theme song actually is pretty good.
It's quite the earworm. It's stuck in my head as we speak.
I was thinking about why they didn't include it for any of the other movies, and my only thought was that the audio was so bad that they didn't want to re-record it and put it
We
into
don't
the
have time to do
movies,
that.
so they just made something new. But it's good, and that was
Yeah.
like one of the few things that I actually remembered from anything in regards to these webisodes.
Yeah, same. It's really catchy too.
Yeah, and it comes in through some of the episodes. They'll play it like in the background, and
Mm-hmm. And then the video that go like kind of the intro that goes with the music. It's very like groovy.
there's a lot going
You get
on
there's a lot going
because there's
on.
so
We
many
get to see the
characters.
characters. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The audio quality is terrible. The video quality is also terrible.
But at
The
least the
character
music's good.
design. Yeah, yeah, the music is
The
great,
music
but
is all we need from the theme song. My scene, you know what I mean.
do
I
do
don't
we?
know if I know what they mean. Even after watching all of these, I'm not sure if I know what they mean or what they
I'm still
meant.
confused.
But we'll try and parse through it and
Yeah,
and figure it
maybe
out.
after going through it all, we'll figure out what Barbie or my scene means.
The
The meaning of my
overall
scene.
the overall meaning of the universe of my scene
It's hidden within the my scene
in
webisodes.
one random episode in here.
Well, we'll find it.
All right, let's waste no more time. Let's dive into the first episode of the webisodes, and this one is Lost or Found. And in this one, Barbie has forgotten her phone in the taxi, and some creepy dude is in there, and he picks it up. And yeah, so she tries and like calls him to like get the phone back, and somehow he ends up knowing where she went after she got out of the taxi, finds her, and tries to give
He
it back. And he has
put
the
a tracking
creepiest
device on her.
eyes. Like,
Ooh. Yeah, he
yeah,
was a real creep. But I thought it was River because all the guys look the same,
they do
and I
look
thought this
similar.
was River's origin story, but no, he comes in later.
It's just some random dude. I don't think he comes back.
No.
He's
It's
just
it's fine.
because he has a girlfriend, and so he is off the table. This hottie, who is not a hottie whatsoever, is off the table.
Yeah, it's for the best. We don't need any more of him.
And she got her favorite cherry red phone back, luckily.
Oh, thank
So that was good.
God.
Moving along,
Sorry.
1 minute's up. Let's move on to episode 2. This one is Next Stop. Chelsea is
Mm-hmm.
late for an event for another one of their parties. They're always going to parties, and
Constantly. When
her
they're not
out
shopping, they're going to parties.
that is like 90% of these stories. Long story short, her outfit's bad, so she spruces it up in the train, and it looks
Yeah,
hideous. It's like half jeans, half jacket for her skirt.
it's
It looks
bad.
really terrible. Um, and they're like, "Oh, we have to." How many times have we told you not to make alterations in the train? Like what?
How many times has this happened, Chelsea?
There's another creepy guy who rolls up and he's like, "Speaking of, can't help myself." And what's your name? It was really gross. There's really gross pickup
Ew.
lines. And then at the
Ew.
end, River shows up. This is the
Ooh, we
introduction of
finally get to
River.
see him.
But we don't get his name yet. At the end, the ending card says, "Hello, my name is," and then it just ends.
Ooh.
So we have to figure that out later. 1 minute's up. That's the
Ah,
end of that
okay.
episode. Moving on to the next one is Does She Buy It? Madison is shopping and she wants the one piece of clothing that has color. Everything else is gray.
And she's an absolute bitch in this episode. Like
She's a bitch on
this
a lot
girl,
of these.
well, yeah, yeah. This girl snags a shirt before her while shopping, and then Madison goes, "If you think that color works on you." Like, damn,
So
girl.
so then yeah, so the other girl that doesn't end up not buying it, right? And then they go to another party and then Madison doesn't even wear it.
She gives it to Chelsea,
Yeah,
right?
because she's like, "Oh, this doesn't work on me."
But then they see the girl at the club, and it turns out the girl is Noli.
Yeah, this is the introduction of Noli. Um,
Wow.
Also, the music is so loud. It like cuts in and is just super loud. You can't hear people's voices. And then it just cuts to the DJ, and then they have DJ stuff for the last like 5 or 10 seconds. It was weird.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of forgot about that part.
And there's a minute moving along. The next episode is really short. This one is Game On, and it's like 20 seconds. And you've got
There's
River and was it Hudson?
Wait, it was River?
Oh, was it?
I thought it
No,
was
River show.
I thought it was No,
No,
this is
River shows.
Hudson and Bryant. It's another
Bryant.
random dude.
God, River show up
Yeah,
later.
and
I
they're
don't know.
just
They're like,
judging girls in the park.
yeah. So they're judging girls. They're like, oh, is she like skater or is she something else? And
They're
then
like daddy's girl, high maintenance.
oh,
Like, oh, gross.
and then like Barbie and the crew show up behind them, and they're like, oh, like you doing this again? And then the girl that they were judging like walks over, and then one of the guys is like, oh, busted. I was like, what are you busted for? Nothing happened. Like,
Yeah, I mean they were being shitty, I guess.
but
But
like they weren't being busted for like anything. Like, why? What? I was so confused.
yeah,
It-
I don't understand.
And that was 20 seconds. And there goes our minute. Next episode, we've got Off the Record. And this is Bryant again shows up in this one. And they're just in the record shop. I really like Noli's shirt that just has 3 faces on it, like sad face, normal face, and smiley face.
Nice,
was a
I need
weird
that
phase.
shirt.
And then I guess it was just like Bryant wants to get with her or something, or was it a different dude? It was the dude
I
with the
think
curly
it's
hair.
Bryant again. Yeah, that's Bryant.
Okay, yeah. And
Everyone's favorite.
and Noli finds an album at the music store that's like, "Oh my god, I'm in love," and he's like, "Oh my god, is that for me?" And she was just reading the title of the album.
Yeah.
It was really stupid.
Not for you, buddy.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna remove Bryant in, like,
Yeah, I
a
feel
little
like he
bit.
pops back in a few times, but not. He's not a staple in the Mycene universe.
No, he's not. 1 minute's up. Next one we've got is Rumor Has It. First off, they're ordering stuff at the front. I want the crumb cake as well. They're like, oh, give me the crumb cake, dude.
Delicious.
really
Also,
want
they're the place they're at is called Coffee. The shop they're at.
It's just
And
called
it's
coffee.
not. It's just called Coffee, and I was really sad because they usually go to the dish.
The
It
dish
wasn't
hasn't
the
been
Dish this
invented
time.
yet. Yeah.
Guess not.
It's just coffee. What coffee shop is named Coffee? Come on.
I mean, it's clear what they sell.
So basically, this episode is just them spreading rumors to figure out like who's dating who, and at the end, because the rumor was being who was it at the end? Was it?
Well, somebody was like, I
Noli
hear Noli's got a thing for my boy Bryant.
Yeah, Noli and Bryant, and so they're like spreading rumors about it, and then at the end, Noli's just like, "Oh, is that the rumor? All right, I guess we're dating."
Okay.
now."
That's all it takes.
You just have to
Just
spread the
pressured
rumor.
into dating. Well, my friends think we're dating, so I guess we should date.
Done. Yeah. All right. 1 minute. Next one we've got Night on the Town. This is one of many that is shopping sprees. They have
Oh,
so
God.
much
So many.
goddamn money, and so the girls are getting all of these outfits for their night out, and River looks absolutely disgusting in his like gross shirt.
His shirt that says champ.
He's a true champ.
What a champ.
And so then the boys go on a shopping spree. There's some really, really gross outfits in there. They're like the puffy pants. That
The
one of
looks
them
are
has.
questionable. For sure.
Sutton has like the golf outfit or something, like the plaid golf outfit. That was weird.
Yeah, there was some like old 70s, I think like bell bottom kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
And then at the end, again, they're so rich, they get like chauffeured in this like old 1930s like Rolls Royce looking thing, and then they go and pick up the girls. Like, it's ridiculous.
Wow, classic.
They are so
I kind of
rich.
I kind of thought that the looks in the montage were better than the looks they actually picked out at the end. They were
More
At least
character.
the ones in the ones in the montage were like entertaining to look at, but the ones they chose were pretty basic.
Yeah. That's over a minute. Next one, we've got Hanging Out. They're all at the club again. They are always going to the goddamn club. But so this is how all of the boys just like ruined the night. River ripped his pants, and
Oh,
also Sutton and Madison are
they're a thing in
together in
this.
this episode. That was weird.
Yeah, in a few other episodes, I think it's implied that they're together too. Also, her necklace made me laugh so hard because it just reads "Daddy Girl."
That is the most true thing. Oh my god. She is daddy's girl, riding off of
Uh-huh.
daddy's friggin' money.
Riding in Daddy's limo.
Yeah. So yeah, they basically all make mistakes and like, oh no, like, are they gonna ever go out with us again? And then they're just like, and then the girls show up at coffee, I assume, and they're like, oh yeah, that was an interesting night. Let's do it again. Let's go back to the
Let's do
club.
it.
Because they're always at the freaking club.
Yeah.
There's a minute. Next
Okay. Hang
episode,
on.
we've
Chilling
got
out.
chilling out. Um, yeah, this one is. I felt like the audio was worse in this episode for some reason. The audio was
Yeah, it was not
really
great.
bad.
But they go skiing in this one,
Yep.
and
And
Chelsea pretends to fall to get a cute guy's attention.
yeah, and so he at like so she falls on her skis, and then the guy's like, "Do you need some help?" And she all she says is, "There's a party tonight. Like, do you want to go?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm busy." And then later on, he ends up at the party. We don't see his boys that he was with, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were like, how's your ankle? Is your ankle okay?" And it's like,
Yeah.
did you not realize when she fell down that she didn't say anything about her ankle?
I didn't even realize that. He just knew.
Yeah.
But
And then
yeah,
they dance or whatever.
cool, cool, cool.
All right, that ends our minute on that. The next one is a little bit longer. I think this one probably should have been at the end of the compilation because all of the other ones have the really crummy audio, but this one falls much more in line with the movies in terms of the audio and the voice actors. All the voice actors are
Yeah.
there. Also, an earlier episode was called Hanging Out. This one is also called Hanging Out. I don't know why.
They're hanging out again.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So,
this one is the only one I remember watching as a kid. I think it came with one of the Mycene dolls in a DVD, and I remember us watching it all the time and making fun of a specific scene
yeah.
at the beginning where, like, I think it's either Chelsea or Noli is eating a chocolate chip cookie, and Madison wants a piece of that. Um, and then Madison does this weird mouth thing that we just latched onto.
Yeah, it's almost like she's going in to like say something and then she just pulls back with this like scrunched
Yeah.
up face. It was to like the response like you took the top of whatever it was that they were eating. And it's like, "Oh, that's my favorite." And she was like, "Yeah, what of it?" And then it was almost like
It's like
Madison was going to clap back, but then she just like scrunched her face.
it's like never mind.
But then she
But then they
she got
split the
it anyways.
cookies, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, that was fine. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna be talking
So
about this one for a little longer, 5 minutes. Let's dive in. They're
so
trying to get word out about the band's performance or something.
yeah, the beat to beat
It's
concert,
back.
which but it happens in Jamaica,
There's a
right?
lot of ties to Jammin' in Jamaica in this one.
Yeah, it
Because the
happens before Jammin' in Jamaica,
so this must be
but
like
it's
a
the same.
preliminary, or is this
Okay.
the because it ends with the beat to beat contest,
Yeah.
but Jammin' in Jamaica starts with the end of the beat to beat. So do they connect like exactly?
Yeah, maybe. But then they go to another beat to beat in Jamaica,
But that one's the
right?
finals. No, but like
Oh,
the start
okay.
of Jammin' in Jamaica, they're at the like performance in New York. So
Gotcha.
maybe it's the same performance. I'm
Yeah, I
not.
bet it picks up right after this one
I'm
ends.
not sure.
But we get to hear about Madison's
Yeah, the
dream.
sex dream comes back. Absolutely wild. This was
The
the I
lore.
I didn't realize that this thing happened twice. Like
Yeah,
this
well,
did or
I
this
think
come up twice.
so. I think the dream happened in the webisode, and then in Jammin' in Jamaica, she's remembering the dream that she had.
But she got reassurance, even though it was like really stupid reassurance.
Yeah.
Because she's freaking out about it, like, oh my god, what does this mean?
What's it mean?
And
And
then
in
what? So
well, in
it was the explanation that we got from, was it Noli?
Noli,
Noli
yeah.
gave the explanation. It was like, oh, so so you were floating in the dream, and I looked it up online, and floating in a dream means success, and so your dream means that you're dreaming about success in the B2B contest with River.
Okay, sure.
Obviously,
But what about the part when they kissed in the dream? What does that represent, Noli?
that represents the record deal. The kissing of Urban Desire and the record label.
It all makes sense now.
I have no idea, but that seems to work for Madison, at least for now, because it does come
Yeah.
back in with Jammin' in Jamaica. That was
Uh-huh.
wild, though. I didn't remember that ever coming up before.
Me either. I only remember the cookie scene. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
This is
But
also the
there's
start of River and Barbie like being an item too
yes, River asks Barbie out. So romantic.
on the online video intro that they're doing.
Uh-huh.
And they
Uh-huh.
don't re-record it, so I'm wondering if Barbie just uses the like confession that River did on the like beat to beat band intro video.
Yeah,
Because they
maybe.
recorded one for Hudson at the nail salon, and then
Uh-huh.
yeah, the one that River has is just
Just his
is just
confession.
his confession, like, well, he didn't record another one, so got to use it. There's a
Yeah.
lot of firsts in this,
Yes, it's the first time we meet Delancey.
and Delancey and Ellis, like the first
Uh-huh.
time that they're rumored, like put together in some way,
At the skate park.
because that's also a part of Jammin' in Jamaica.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
ties to Jammin'.
There's a really funny scene with Madison and River. It's like after the dream, and she's like, what does this mean? And then they're jamming out together. And River talks about, like, oh, have you ever like liked somebody, but you don't know how to tell them? And Madison just starts giggling uncontrollably and then
And then
leaves.
just like pieces out, yeah.
Yeah.
And River's just like, what?
Like, oh, okay, bye, I guess.
And then she just calls all her friends, like, we gotta meet. I gotta talk about this.
Got a dish.
Also, going back to Ellis and Delancey, there was a great line when Ellis gets Delancey's phone number.
Mhm.
And it was either Chelsea, was it Chelsea? Chelsea or Noli?
I think it was Noli, because I think I wrote down this line too.
Yeah, where she goes, she totally programmed her digits into her cell phone. Your digits into her
Like,
cell phone.
she programmed it?
She programmed your digits into her cell
Did she
phone.
hack into her? Wait, it doesn't make sense.
She programmed her digits in your digits into
No,
her cell phone. I get it mixed up because I'm remembering who's on who there,
but there
whose
was
cell
that
phone.
didn't happen. Like they didn't exchange numbers, did they?
They, I thought they did. They
Oh,
did
they
something with their
did.
cell phone. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. But yeah, the way it was worded just made me laugh.
Also, with Madison and her laughing, she describes it as like total bust a gut. Later on, when she's talking to it with her friends.
Oh
Um,
yeah, and then Delancey and Chelsea are not looking forward to hanging out because they haven't seen each other since they were 5.
yeah.
And Delancey imagines that hanging out with Chelsea is going to be a giant cloud of lame. But then
Take me back to
when they
2004 or whatever.
oh, and they're always saying like that bites.
Yeah.
But then when they finally meet, they're just like insta besties,
Yeah, of
and
course.
yeah,
Because we're going to the band thing.
yeah,
And then we go to the band thing, they do a positive energy circle, and then boom. Done.
uh huh. And then Barbie gives them earth-shattering news that she and River are an item.
Earth shattering. Now Madison
Yeah.
is screwed later on if the dream doesn't mean what it meant of floating.
Mm-hmm.
And that was hanging out, but not hanging out the small episode, hanging out the big episode.
Yeah, the extended cut.
And then it dives into a Jammin' in Jamaica preview, and the wild thing is that it uses the shitty art style of the
I
webisodes.
know.
It like I guess the movie wasn't done because I felt like the easier way would just be to clip stuff from the movie and put it in, but instead they reanimated parts of Jammin' in Jamaica with the horrible webisode art style. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was bad. Uh, yeah, they just recreated. Well, they didn't recreate it because, yeah, you're right. The movie probably didn't exist at that point.
But then they're talking about how you can get it with dolls, but they didn't say like you can get it starting next year or something. Like it was played off like, "Oh yeah, go out and buy these dolls and you will get the movie with it." Like it was done.
Hmm. Then why would they use the shitty animation?
Why would they reanimate it? Just like
It
clip it. Yeah,
doesn't
it
make
was
any
really weird. And they
sense.
do it again later for Masquerade Madness. And
Yeah,
it's weird in
yeah,
that one too.
yeah. It was a choice.
Yeah. All right, back to the short episodes. Next one on the docket, we have Skater Girl. Shout out to Avril
With an
Lavigne.
8.
Yeah. Is Avril Lavigne gonna sue my scene for
Oh
Skater
no.
Boy and Skater Girl? So
Yeah, it's a skater girl, not skater boy.
this is also like a soft Delancey intro. If you didn't watch the Hanging Out, this is her other like initial appearance. She's at the skate park, and of course, girls can't skate, and then she can skate better than all of the dudes because all the dudes are absolutely ass. None of them
Yeah.
can skate.
And she's like, "You wish you could skate like
Yeah.
a girl."
And then when she wears her helmet, like all of her hair gets like sucked into the helmet, and you can't see any of it, even though her hair is like huge.
Yeah, does she have like a vacuum in there?
I don't know. But then she skates, and then she's like talking to one of the dudes. I guess that's Ellis?
Probably Ellis.
Or it's a dude that shows up later for one episode and then never again.
I mean, there's a lot of those too,
Yeah.
so it could be either one.
1 minute down, moving along. We're going to Christmas with greatest gifts. Delancey got a whole cat. How long was the cat in the present box?
Yeah, I'm worried about that cat. Ellis gives it to her. I feel like giving someone a cat, like having a cat, is a big commitment.
There had to have
You
been
don't just-
conversations beforehand, right?
I would hope so.
That like,
But
oh,
I
I
don't
want a
know.
cat, or I want to, I can deal with a cat. Like oof. Hopefully the cat wasn't in there too long. It's just like, get me out.
Yeah.
So then Noli gets no gifts, but then she gets a letter. This is from Bryant. Bryant comes back.
Yeah.
I guess now
Uh-huh.
he's off screen. And he's like, I bought a star in your name. Is this the like thing where you become a lord in Europe and buy like a single like
I
square
Yes.
centimeter of land?
I think so. And so that means they're in a long distance relationship?
I guess. And then Bryant just gets swept under the rug.
Yeah, I don't think we hear from him again.
She gets removed. Done with that one. Minute down. Next one. Shopping spree.
3 words, major shopping spree.
Because they have so much of daddy's money or parents' money, depending on the character, to just go and blow on all of this crap. So it's the girls and the boys are there, and the boys just want to get food because they're super hungry.
Especially Hudson.
And Hudson had
He's
3 words.
starving.
Totally starving. Only 2 words. He's
Yeah,
so
maybe,
hungry.
Maybe learn how to count.
He's so hungry that he tries to steal French fries from a child.
Buddy, go get yourself some French fries. Use Madison's dad's money. There's plenty.
And this is my tag for the webisodes is Hudson because he's so starving. And that's usually me. Like if I'm going out shopping or doing something, I'm the first one to get hungry. I don't know if I'd steal French fries from a child. I don't think I'd go that far.
You wouldn't stoop
But-
that low.
But I am the one who's really hungry. And when Hudson is sitting on the bed, like on the couch or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, we need to go." Like Hudson looks really hungry. He is like seeing through time. Like he's having a nervous breakdown
He
over
was
being
not
so
okay.
hungry.
He was like
He was sh-
hyperventilating.
He was like
too.
shaking.
Yeah, this man is not okay.
He needs food.
Get him those fries.
Yeah, steal from the kid. The kid doesn't need it.
No. You know, this was my tag too.
Oh,
It's like
wow.
I am Hudson being totally starving. And like I just kind of like zone out. I just disassociate if I don't get enough food. So
Yeah.
I could totally see myself.
I felt so bad for Hudson. He
I
was just like
know.
dying. But then
Yeah, he needed to go to the ER.
as soon as they said food, he's like, oh, sweet, or something like that. Like,
He made a quick recovery.
yeah. Once he knows that food's on the way and he doesn't have to
Yeah,
steal from children.
he can rally.
Went a little long with that one. Moving along. So this one is called Meet Kenzie.
Now, do y'all remember Kenzie from Masquerade Madness, who
No.
had no speaking role, but she was apparently in it?
On the cover.
Yeah,
Here
her
she
name's
is.
listed,
Here's
but
our
she's back.
introduction. She looks like Lindsay Lohan from My Scene
Yeah.
Goes Hollywood. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. But
But
she's not, because she's Southern.
yeah, she's country bumpkin.
Mm-hmm. They meet
uh,
her at the mall.
yeah, so she sprays perfume in Madison's face. Madison looks really angry for a second and then is like, oh, this is really good, and then doesn't care anymore that she just got sprayed in the face. And then there's like a handbag on the ground and she picks it up and it's like a Chelsea handbag. And then
Mm-hmm.
she's like, oh yeah, I buy these at the flea market. And then like, oh, Kenzie, meet Chelsea. And then they all laugh. And I was like, what does that mean? Does Chelsea make the handbags, or was it just that it was like the
Yes.
brand?
I'm pretty sure it's implied that Chelsea made it, because she always talks about making stuff for the flea market.
Oh, I guess that's true. It was weird.
But a note about the bag, it's absolutely hideous.
It looks like three like seashells, like on top of
Like
one
stuck
another.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not good.
All right, went a little bit long. Moving, gotta move quickly through these. Next one,
Okay,
Pretty
okay.
Kitty. Delancey has a lot of kittens because the cats were fucking, and now now she's got like tons of kittens. But then
This is why you don't get somebody a cat for
that's
Christmas.
right. I like how the friends' first response to the crisis is, "You need pampering."
Yeah,
Like,
these cats are like destroying her apartment. They're like hanging from the curtains, probably shitting all over the place, just like, just demolishing her apartment. And then the friends are like, let's get you out of here. Let's go pamper you.
and
Like,
then
maybe take care of the cats first.
they're like, you need pampering, let's go and do that, and then we'll get the cat litter. Like, let the cats take massive dumps all over your room, and then we'll get the cat litter afterwards.
Yeah, the priority is pampering, not the cat litter situation. Whatever.
To be fair, it wasn't shopping, so, that's
Okay.
good.
It's
But
a little variety.
yeah, I hope those cats make it out all right, and they do later on. They come back.
Yeah, they do.
Next one, getting ready. So the girls got to get ready because the boys are coming over, and then Barbie is in the bathtub, and he's like, "Oh, the boys
Yeah.
are always late," and then they immediately show up, and then they just completely gloss over that. Barbie is ready instantly.
I think she took a while and we just skipped to when she was ready.
Okay,
Cuz at one point they're like, "Sorry for making you guys wait."
it's just hard to
So,
tell when it's like 2 seconds from when she's in the tub to when she's like going out with the guys.
no, it is hard to tell.
And then they got a whole carriage to go to the club, probably.
Where else would they go?
And then, like, I think, yeah, Barbie was saying, like, oh, this is so romantic to River. But they're all riding it, I think? Is it that romantic when you have all of your friends riding this horse-drawn carriage to the club?
I guess it is for Barbie. And the horse has a name too.
Oh, what was
The
the name?
horse's name is Jake.
Jake?
Yeah, such a good horse name.
Okay.
So fancy.
Yeah. All right, Jake. Just a normal name. All right, next one is Out and About. I don't know why this one wasn't immediately after Pretty Kitty, because this is a continuation for the cats, where they're finding the cats a home. They're just going out on the town and, like, giving these things to these people. I don't know if the people
Giving them
agree.
to randos off the street. They're just like, "Hey, want a cat? Here you go."
And I don't know if they even asked that. It almost looked like they were just giving it to them, like, here is cat, take it. And then they
Yeah.
and then they left.
Yeah, it worked though. They got rid of all the cats except for one named Pinky.
Pinky was the one that
Just
got into
the
Delancey's
paint?
hair dye or something.
Oh, yeah, probably. I don't know. The cat design was not my favorite.
Yeah, the
It
animal
didn't look too
designs, there's
great.
dogs that come in later, and they're not
Yeah.
good either. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm glad that they gave the cats a home. I'm glad that they didn't just leave that episode with the pampering instead of helping the cats alone. They got the cats a home.
Yeah, they just let the cats like shit themselves to death.
Quick break from the episodes. We've got the Masquerade Madness promo. Again, it is really weird to see scenes from Masquerade Madness animated in the old webisode art style. It's so
Yeah,
confusing.
it's so strange.
Like, because they've
Hmm.
got the runway and the like animals and stuff, and yeah, it's just off.
Yeah.
I
And then
question
in
the
the
choice.
background, we have the Calling All Girlfriends
We
song.
do, which is a great song.
Hmm.
Gotta call all the girlfriends,
It's a bop.
and we had to call the animators to reanimate this.
Yeah, please, please save this. It's so bad.
So that's the promo. Moving to the next actual episode, we've got costume dress up. And so we are at the party pad, and Madison is questioning if her dad would let her do that. And she fucking damn knows that her dad would let her do that because her dad lets her do freaking anything.
Yeah, her dad's gonna buy her. She's daddy's little princess. He's
Like,
gonna
you
get
can
her
use the
everything.
freaking limo, you can use the loft in downtown Manhattan for your parties. Like,
Whatever you need. And I think this one takes place before Masquerade Madness because they're getting ready for the masquerade.
the timeline of all of this is super confusing. I don't know. I also wrote tied to Masquerade Madness. I'm not 100% sure.
And they even dress up the dogs too. There's like four really ugly
Creepy dogs with the
dogs.
huge
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah.
Those dogs
There's
ain't right.
there's weird continuity in these, like between the
Yeah.
movies.
Uh-huh.
1 minute down, moving to the next one. A snowed in holiday. This one has no dialogue. It's
But they're
just
talking.
music. Right. So there's like blaring music playing in the background, and then there's like scenes of them at the same ski resort as one of the earlier winter ones.
Hmm.
And yeah, their mouths are moving like they're supposed to be saying something. Like, did they lose the dialogue and then had to put some music over it, or is this just because they play these off as being like, oh, happy holidays, like they probably released it on Christmas or whatever, and it's just like a little
Yeah.
like holiday card basically from my scene, but it was weird.
It was really strange. Like it definitely seemed like there should have been audio and voice acting in it, but there was just nothing. And the like Christmas music in the background, I'm pretty sure that it's the exact same song as from Barbie: A Perfect Christmas, which came out many, many years
They
later.
reused it.
But yeah, I recognized it. Like this is the same kind of rockin' Christmas music.
Weird,
Yeah,
but probably
it's
lower
very
quality.
strange. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, next one. We've got Club Birthday, and this one was weird in that it was like a reality TV style. Like each character is like recorded separate of like the scenes sometimes, and they're just like talking about what's happening
I feel like they had
in
a few
this.
like that.
Um, and this is Noli's birthday. We got birthdays going on, and Madison is once
Sweet
again
16.
so goddamn rich. Like, oh my god.
Yep. And then Barbie calls herself the party queen.
Because of course she is, because they're going to the club every single fucking night. She
Mm-hmm.
is the party queen.
That's all they do.
And then the next episode I believe is a continuation.
Yeah, it's
Um so
called Birthday
so
Surprise.
the next one is birthday surprise, and once again we are shown how goddamn rich these people are. So they're like getting all of the, she's getting all these really nice gifts from people, and then at the end they're like, oh, your parents got you something, and the parents don't even want to give it to her in person. The parents don't show up. They let her fucking friends give it to her. And it's a
That's
it's a
weird.
brand new car.
Yeah, where are the parents? You think they'd want to be there to give it to her?
Because they give her this sort of shit all the time. Like,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
one car? We'll throw that car away and give you a new car next year. Like,
Yeah, she probably has like 5 cars at home already.
for Sweet 16. And it's a convertible sports car. I,
Yeah, I'm sure brand new.
oh my God. Yeah, and they like give the friends the keys. Did they like let the friends drive it to the venue because they're at another fucking party? Oh my God. All right, moving along to the next episode. We once again get to see how they're so rich because they're in friggin' Miami
Uh-huh.
at this thing. Kenzie
Full
is back.
vacation.
She's stuck in the umbrella, and two, did you notice that everybody has a towel except for Kenzie?
No,
Kenzie
I
was
didn't
the only
notice that.
person that didn't have a towel set down on the beach. She was just going
Oh.
raw into the sand.
Okay.
I don't,
Maybe
I don't
she's
know
the only
why.
poor one and
Yeah,
she
she
can't afford a
is. Yeah,
towel.
she's from the South. Her family got no money. But of course, the rich friends probably have enough money to get her to Miami.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Then somebody spills their water bottle on Madison and the dogs, because the dogs are there
yeah.
too. And the dogs go absolutely feral.
Yeah. But then one of them was just like, we just need to relax. And then everybody relaxed, including the dogs. All she had to do was say, we need to relax.
The dogs can understand.
Yeah.
They're pretty smart.
Then the rain rolls in. It starts raining. They have to go inside. But they're like, oh, don't worry. We're in a 5-star hotel, room service, and movies. But then the rain stops and like, oh no, let's go back out to the beach. It's like, oh my God, you people.
uh,
So, moving along to the next episode. So this one's called Secret Locker, but if you look on some Wikipedia areas, it's called It's a Secret?
yeah, but it's the same
But
episode.
it's the
Just
same
different
episode
titles.
in Secret Locker. These names are super confusing, but let's
Yeah.
get into it.
This,
These lockers are crazy.
they're enormous,
Like,
for one. You
yeah.
can fit a whole ass person in there.
And they're just completely decked out. Like,
Yeah.
crazy decked out.
They're like closets, not lockers.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot that these people go to school. Like
This is like the only
this
time that
episode
they
is
go to
in a
school.
Yeah, I was like, oh wait, that's right. They're 16. They would
They
be
don't spend
in
all their
high
time at the
school.
club.
But yeah, I think this was the only episode where we see them at school.
And so then Hudson just gets extorted. He like loses all of his money for the bet to blow a bigger bubble, and then he just gets shoved into the locker. But then he breaks out. So he gets
I don't
shoved
know
into
how
the
he
locker.
broke out of
Madison
there.
leaves. There's a lock on the locker. And he busts out.
She was trying to kill him.
Trying to get rid of
There air holes
Hudson
in
once
there?
and for all. 1 minute down. Moving to the next episode.
Okay.
We've got day and night. And so this one is pretty explicit that Ellis and Delancey are like an item
They're a
now.
thing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Ellis is secretly on the phone as the rest of the girls are talking about Ellis and all this other stuff. And it was Madison, I believe.
Yeah, Madison was talking on the phone. She thought she was talking to Delancey,
Right, because
but actually
no one said
Ellis was
anything on the
listening.
phone.
Yeah, and at one point she goes, "I'm way crushing on Ellis." Whoa, I mean Sutton. I can't believe I said Ellis.
She's
Ew.
definitely two-time in Sutton with thoughts about Ellis. There's no way you mistake. Or are they getting confused by all these people now?
Maybe, or maybe she had another dream
Oh my!
this time about
Is she having a
Ellis.
sex dream about every single one of these dudes? Oh my God!
Probably.
But how do you say she meant Ellis? I am 100% sure of it. She meant Ellis, and then
Yeah.
was like, "Oops, wait a minute, I'm talking to Delancey. That was a really
Hold
awful
up.
thing to say."
Yeah, that's her boyfriend I'm talking about.
And then Ellis shows himself, and he's like, "What did you say?" And then that's the end. Moving along. Next episode, we've got another Christmas one. This one's "Tis the Season." So they're arguing about like getting this outfit. It is winter in New York City, and this thing is like a short skirt. What? What are they doing? Like,
I don't know.
why would you want to
They-
wear this? New York City is like cold in the
Yeah, and they're out
wintertime.
here in mini skirts. Don't
So
make
they
no
have they fight
sense.
over it, and then it's like, wait a minute, we can share, and so they all get pieces of this outfit, and of course, like make their own whole ass outfit from like the little pieces or whatever.
Good for them. I loved the sound effects when they were zooming into the store.
Yes,
It's like race car noises.
yeah, with like the speed lines like
Uh-huh,
blurred.
uh-huh.
But yeah,
They
what?
were having an all-out brawl
Yeah, they were
too.
gonna kill each other for that. I
Hmm.
mean, it's all about shopping.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's.
Shopping and clubbing.
Speaking of, next episode we've got Mall Maniacs, and it's like a full on addiction. So they had to come up with the no shopping plan, and then so they're hanging out at the park, and they look at dogs walking by, and the dogs turn into boots.
This is like Cruella de Vil shit.
Like they're losing it. They look at a fountain and it's like spraying out clothes. Like they have a problem. Like this is full on. They need help.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, they do. Barbie looks up into the sky and like an airplane is making the letters that says sail. Oh, and she also says, "How gorgy is that sky?" Like,
And
no,
so then,
gorgy.
the addiction gets the better of them. They have major problems. They go to the mall. Shout out to Brands. Skechers is there
Claire's.
and Claire's.
Uh,
What?
yes,
All
yeah.
right. Yeah, they have a major problem with that. Moving along, next episode we've got Meet Kennedy. So Kennedy is going to be the replacement for Barbie. Barbie is just going
Yeah.
to be removed,
She's her doppelganger. Like they look identical.
and this one I believe is the one where it's like it's like text and like pictures, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it's not like
at the
uh
end it has
animated.
like play again. Like I think this was like a game
A mini
on
game.
the website or something.
Yeah, it looked like a bunch of like screenshots or cutscenes.
Yeah. Barbie was going off on the dance floor. I thought she was blasted. Like she was like going off, and then she like runs into this hottie, and then she runs into another. There's so many hotties at the club because they're always at the club, and there's hotties everywhere.
But it was the Barbie lookalike who ran into the hottie.
Oh man, I'm even getting confused.
Because they look the same. But yeah, Barbie's moving to California, and then Kennedy just like scoots on in, and she's like, I'm gonna be
I'm gonna
your
take your
replacement."
life.
Yeah, steal your life, steal your friend, steal your man.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. Yeah, that was a
I'm
weird. It
gonna
was
take
very
everything
jarring
from
one
you.
because it was just like the text based thing. Like
Yeah, it was totally
it was
different.
really odd. Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
now we get into the last episode of the original run, and this one is called Fab Faces. And the animation is different again. Like,
Yeah,
but
it's a little different.
but I don't think it was the same as the movie.
No.
It was different. It was weird. Yeah, and so this one is basically just shows that Barbie's gonna be. Was Barbie gonna be leaving in this one, or was it in the only in the past
Yeah,
one?
she's already
She's
gone in
already
this
gone. Okay,
one.
that's right.
And it's Kennedy with Chelsea and Madison, and they go to a club called That Club. And
That one.
yeah, that one. And then they go to a photo booth and take a bunch of pictures and send them to Barbie and be like, "We miss you."
Yeah, and make a scrapbook. Did they send the scrapbook to her?
Yeah, yeah, I
Like
think
send a
that was
whole
the
ass
idea.
scrapbook?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Look, here's all the pictures of me stealing your life.
Yeah, stealing your friends. We're showing off our fab faces.
Uh-huh.
I also like the
My
line when
face
they're
that looks
like
just like
going
yours.
to the photo booth. It's like a fashionista is always prepared.
So
Always got to
true.
be prepared. So that's the end of the original run. And so, yeah, Kennedy comes in, and then we're going to get another introduction to a new character in the first episode of the 2008 series. And they replaced Barbie and they replaced Noli. So it's because the doll lines got discontinued, which is hilarious.
Why would you
Like
discontinue
Barbie,
Barbie?
that's the thing. Noli, like she's a side character, so I feel like the side characters are more easily, you know, Swapped, I guess, but Barbie is the main character. Why did we remove Barbie?
You can't take out Barbie and then replace her with an identical person who just has a different name.
It is it is so weird.
Yeah, it's
I
bonkers.
I don't understand it. So before we get into 2008, because these are two very different series, what did you think of these My Scenes webisodes?
Oh boy. Um, yeah, they were a little hard to watch. Just the animation was pretty bad. Um, yeah, the character design, they're just so skinny.
Yeah, the
I
one
was
where they were in the
worried
club
about
standing,
them.
and one of the early ones, they are like sticks. They were like poles.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Um,
concerning.
Definitely. But I did enjoy getting the lore
Yeah,
about
there's
like
more
what happened before Masquerade Madness and before Jammin' in Jamaica and like
during the
Delancey
movies
and
too, like
yeah, it
in
was kind of
between.
fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's more lore in here than in the movies because not only are you getting the scenes where it's like tied to Jammin' in Jamaica, like the sex dream comes back and like in between for Masquerade Madness, but then you also get the introduction of characters and like their initial meeting and pairing. Like,
Yeah, it was fun to see how Noli came into the group and then like them meeting River and the guys and Barbie getting together with River. Like that was really fun. I enjoyed
Delancey
it.
programming her digits into Ellis's phone, you know?
Yeah, yep, and going all Tony Hawk
Yeah.
on the
It was early
skateboard.
2000s. Had to be there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I will say it was even more confusing than the movies to keep track of all the characters because people are coming in and out. Like Bryant, he just I think he did vanish after that letter.
Yeah, yeah, he's gone. He moved away, he ain't never coming back.
Like I guess it was just at the whims of how the dolls were doing as to if characters were going to continue in the series.
So you think they made a Bryant doll and nobody bought him and they're like, "Okay,
I
bye
guess.
Bryant."
Yeah. I don't know. But characters are just coming in and coming out. And man, the relationships are so hard to keep track of because I feel like they're like looking at different hotties every other second, but it's like, wait, aren't you supposed to be an item with this? Like Madison, are you with Sutton? And like Ellis and
Uh-huh.
Delancey, is that still a thing? Like I'm constantly questioning if the relationships that I saw earlier are still like intact.
They're like on again, off again, that kind of thing. And yeah, it's so hard to keep track of who's with who and who's crushing on who, and with all the cuties and the hotties, and
There's
all the guys look the same.
they and I cannot stress enough how often the story is either at a club or shopping. That is like 80% of these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they are mall maniacs.
Yeah, they are. And they're just ending up at the club all the time afterwards to show off their new looks, probably. To show off my
Yeah.
Skechers.
And all my Claire's jewelry.
Oh my god. Yeah. I will also say that because these episodes were really short, I found it easier to watch than I was expecting because I was always moving to the next one. Like I was instantly transported to the next episode right away. I'm like, okay, we're doing this now. Like it completely like switching things up all the time. What and also what was up with Game On being so short? Every single one of these was like a minute to a minute and a half, and Game On was like the only one that was 20 seconds of nonsense.
Yeah, I don't know if they had just like if there was something else originally and then it vanished.
Don't know. Last thing I'll say on these, the audio mixing in a lot of them was atrocious. I had a hard time hearing dialogue because the music was so loud. There were times when the music, like, there were times when the mid title card, the text card in the middle of an episode, sometimes that would happen, would come in, and sometimes the music would cut out for a second before, and there would be a freeze frame of the character, and then the title card, the text card would come in, and then sometimes the
Uh-huh.
music would continue into the text card,
Yep.
and then sometimes the music would just like restart in the middle of a scene really loudly. Like,
Yeah, it was bad. And I remember having to like rewind a few times because I couldn't hear, like I couldn't understand what they were saying. Like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I have to transport myself back to a time when this was more impressive. Because I remember watching like early like Flash animation and like early like YouTube stuff even a little bit after this, and it was probably a similar vibe, and I thought it was good back then.
Hmm.
And I think that if you watched this when it came out in, the early to mid 2000s, it actually was not, it wasn't too bad because everything else on the internet at the time was like that.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of similar things to this. And yeah, we probably would have been like, oh, yeah, that's not bad.
It's good. But
We'd still make fun of it,
yeah,
but
oh yeah, of course. But even compared to the movies, which also don't look great on their own right, these just don't age. And I think that's to be expected for any animation that was like posted on the internet in the early 2000s. Like none of it looks very crisp in the audio. This is very much how a lot of this audio used to sound because I think it was just
hmm.
like this is all you could upload. This is all that was possible.
Yeah. I'm really glad somebody saved this stuff.
Yeah. Like this, I'm sure the website's gone.
Yeah.
And this stuff could have easily just been lost. Like even the text one, I'm surprised that the text one made it. The Meet Kennedy one, because that one was like a
Yeah.
game.
I know. That one was so weird.
Yeah, it's great that they saved all of these, both these older ones and the newer ones, because they could have just been completely lost.
And then we would have lost all that lore.
We would have. Yeah, this is like 80% of the characters is right
It's
here.
very important stuff.
All right, let's get into the 2008 series, and they introduce a new character right off the bat. And do they, with Kennedy, they acknowledge that Barbie is leaving, like she's going to California. Did
Yeah, but I don't
Noli?
think they ever.
Noli just got removed.
Oh, yeah, we don't talk about Noli.
Like she did not get like, oh, Noli's moving somewhere else,
Yeah, she didn't get a send off. She's just.
or Noli doesn't want to be associated with the friends anymore.
Yeah, I want the tea. What happened? It
There was a falling out between the group.
was probably because of Madison.
Yeah, Madison causes some strife with all of her money and sex dreams and like going after different dudes in the friend group. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, this first
But
episode is DJ Nia, and so Nia is the one who replaces Noli, and so they replace the Asian American with the Mexican American. We had to keep with some, with a different group of people. I guess they didn't want to bring in another like white girl.
yeah.
So
And with the audio, it took me a long time to figure out what her name was. I was hearing
Mia.
Nia, then like Ria, then Nia, and I eventually got that it was Nia, but it was hard to
Luckily,
hear.
I looked at the name of the episode and it said Nia with an N.
Well, you're smart.
Yeah. So
I did not read.
off the bat, the animation looks way different. It's got like some Monster High vibes, and
hmm.
yeah, it's different. It's weird. I don't really like it. It doesn't look like my scene anymore.
No, it's not really my scene. I also thought it looked like Monster High. I wrote that it's easier on the eyes, but less nostalgic.
Yeah, I guess I guess I could agree with that.
Yeah. And it's more, I guess, more generic too, because
Yeah,
the my scene, I guess the original ones had a really distinct style, and this one is like, yeah, it's kind of like Monster High. It's kind of more Disney-fied.
yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah. And this one, Nia is going to be a DJ, but she is sick right now. Also, she's going to DJ at Club Mud.
Club Mud,
What a
everyone's
great place.
favorite. Yeah.
Um, Shout out to her MP3 player. She's like, "What's up with my MP3 player?" Take me right back to 2008.
Oh yeah, good old
Um,
days.
yeah, and so she's trying to like heal up. Madison, being the bitch that she is, gives her tea, lemon, and hot pepper to try and heal her throat. Like what?
Uh-huh. Yeah, and then Nia goes, "Are you sure this isn't what made you sick?" Because like
Yeah, right?
Yeah, and also Madison has a different name in the first few
Wait, does
episodes.
she?
I caught it. It was like Weston or Wesley.
We're watching the British one. The British one got saved because the British one has her name being different.
That's right. But it was only like the first few where she was, I think, Wesley or
So I
something.
guess whenever the person who pulled the episodes pulled them from, they got the European one. Again,
That's
why
so
was her name different?
funny.
Was Madison weird in like the UK or something? Like
Yeah, it doesn't make any
I
sense
didn't even
that like
notice
all the other
that.
names would be. Yeah, they said it a few times and I remembered something like that.
That's
But
weird.
I couldn't remember why her name was different. But I guess we'll never really know why her name is different.
So when they go to the club, again, the club, they're always at the freaking club.
Club Mud.
Yeah, River shows up. One, his goatee is gone, and
Not
two,
okay.
he is completely different. Like he does not look like
Yeah,
River at all.
he's a different dude.
Like I don't his like chin and like facial bone structure got like smoothed out. Like he's got this huge round face now.
He got some work done.
Yeah, I kind of hate him.
Yeah, it's bad.
And also, I feel like River is the only one of the guys that made it to this series. And he's gone for like half of it.
Oh, he's always on
He is
trips.
always on
Like
trips.
he's gone.
But yeah,
Yeah, is
there
he the
is
guy who's in it?
there is one scene where I like they were hanging out at somebody's house and I thought there was another dude there and I was like, is that Hudson? It kind of looks like it could be Hudson, but he was like never acknowledged. Like he was just standing there and then they moved on. So I have no
Huh.
idea. But I think River's the only one that made it, like in name.
Wow. Wonder why.
I don't know. They're removing characters. So that's
Oh, and
DJ Nia.
Delancey.
Oh, Delancey
Delancey
looks.
looks different
Delancey is
too.
the one that looks the most like a Monster High character because her hair
Yeah,
makes her
she
looks like
does.
her everything makes it look like she's like the zombie character or something from
Oh,
Monster High.
yeah.
Like
Well, and in Monster High, they all have like streaks in their hair,
yeah,
so it's definitely that vibe. I think Delancey has like brown hair now with white streaks.
yeah,
It's just
she's
different.
very
Like you
much a
can
Monster
still,
High character.
yeah, yeah, you can still tell who she is, but she looks very different.
So that is DJ Nia, and now we have completely replaced two of the characters. Noli is dead, I guess. She's gone. And then
Uh huh.
it is so weird watching this and seeing Kennedy and being like, that's not Barbie, that's Kennedy.
I know. So many times when I was writing notes, I would be writing Barbie, and then I'd be like, "Wait a second, no, it's Kennedy."
It's so
But like
confusing.
Kennedy's yeah steals Barbie's whole identity. Like
But it's
and
still in
River,
contact with Barbie.
so weird.
There are
When Barbie
points
left, she was just like, "Here, have my
you
friends, have my
have
boyfriend."
my life. Like
Yeah.
like is she just like keeping the life warm for her so when she comes back to New York she can just like assume the position of being friend again and they're just completely
Yeah, maybe.
interchangeable and then like Kennedy goes back to like the sewers or something until she's needed again. Like
Do you think Barbie made a clone of herself and that's Kennedy?
could be. Barbie is pretty smart.
Yeah, it's her stand-in.
There's also times there's several episodes where River is on a trip. And my theory is that he is on a trip to California to see Barbie, but then Kennedy and River are also a thing because she has assumed everything about Barbie's life. And I'm like, is River like, has he got two different things going on here?
Uh-huh.
Does Kennedy
Uh-huh.
know where he's traveling to? Like,
I like that theory. I think that's what's going on. He's
because
trying to escape and go see Barbie.
he's traveling with on like multiple episodes. It's
Oh
weird.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, River's gone again."
yeah. So let's get into the next episode. DJ Nia is done. The next one is Salsa Beat. This is when I was like, okay, Delancey really looks like she's from Monster High. So the plot of this episode is that Delancey was going to go on a date with this hottie from the gym, and it's not Ellis. Ellis is completely gone, And in his place, we have Parker, who is only here for one episode and never mentioned again.
Yeah, he looks kind of like a blonde River. Like they look the same, just different hair color.
All these people look the same. Kennedy and Barbie,
Yeah.
River and Parker. Um, and so then we have Nia trying to teach Delancey how to dance, and it doesn't go well. And then she like ends up like beating up Parker.
Yeah, she
at
like
the
crushes
salsa
his
night.
foot.
But then at the
Yeah.
end, it looks like they're getting along together and like, oh, great. And then Parker just vanishes. He's gone.
Bye. Peace out.
But yeah, no Ellis. And like not even a mention of him. Like
Yeah.
again, wondering like, are these characters on good terms? Are they dating? Are they not? I have no idea.
Yeah.
As
Delancey
always.
has just moved on so fast. And yeah, I wonder what happened.
I mean, I guess the thing is that the characters are just gone. Like the dude characters are just gone.
Yeah, I bet the toy lines weren't the guys weren't selling too much. So
Had to
just like,
remove
okay,
them.
let's just stick to the girls
All right, next
and
episode
River.
and River. Have to have River because we have to
Yeah.
steal Barbie's life. Next episode is in uniform. I have to mention at the start of this, Chelsea works at this makeup bar, and at the start
Called
she
Pretty
says
Planet.
Pretty Planet, and she says 3 months at Pretty Planet for airfare and hotel to Paris. She is paying for airfare and a hotel to Paris on like a salary from a makeup bar.
What?
Yeah.
I doubt that.
Well, 3
You
months
sure she isn't
working
getting
here to get 10% of the cost and then getting subsidized from parents.
I wish I got that much money.
God. Yeah, it was
I want to go to Paris.
it was so stupid. That was the thing that stuck out to me about this episode, because then the rest is just she has this outfit from work or something, and it's really ugly, and it's got like little napkin looking things on like the
On the sleeves.
and so then of course she alters all of her clothes, so then she just like cuts off the sleeves, and then it's like, oh, now work
Yeah.
wants me to make all the outfits.
Nice. What's funny though is I thought that the uniform she was originally wearing looks like something that she would make.
With the like hanging things.
Yeah, well, she always makes weird looking outfits.
She does. Yeah.
I was like, doesn't look that different from something you would make.
Well, I hope she had a safe flight to to Paris. My
Uh-huh.
God.
There's a great moment at the end where I think there's three girls and they cheers, but not with drinks. They cheers with their toes at the nail salon. So they just
Oh
clink
my God. Yeah, you're
toes
right.
together.
That was weird.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah. Ew. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Not a fan.
All right. Next episode, we have Egyptian Nights. Again, Madison, rich as shit. She plans this whole auction for this museum, which I assume her daddy owns. Like, he owns the museum, and he probably owns all
He
the
owns
items that's
everything.
being auctioned off. And she's riding to the auction in the limo. There's a museum runway. Why is there a runway? It's an auction. Why the hell is there a runway?
It's so that they can walk down the runway. I'm sure Madison just asked for it. It's like, Daddy, I want a runway.
I gotta show off my new clothes. I like to imagine that like
Yeah.
all of the people working for the auction were like doing the runway. Like the one dude who was like running the auction in the suit was like walking down the runway and doing some
Strutting his
poses.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
They totally look like Monster High characters in this one too. They look
Yeah.
like Cleo, the mummy character from
when
Monster
did Monster High come out?
Maybe it was around this time. I don't
Like
know.
who copied who is the question.
Mm,
I'm not sure.
yeah.
So they're gonna auction off these mummy linens, and they forget them. So Madison has to stall where the friends go and get it, and Madison goes, "My dad's away, but the housekeeper will let you in." It's like,
Uh,
rich motherfucker, god damn it.
Ugh.
You're so friggin' rich. So then they do the whole
Yes.
auction, and they're like, "Oh wow, we got the we sold it for like 4 times," and like, "Oh my god, great, let's go to the club." Let's celebrate and go to the
Woo!
club. It's deja vu every single time with these fucking episodes. It's just clubs, Madison's rich, shopping.
Shopping
I'm
spree.
I'm I'm losing my mind.
My brain is rotting.
It's just the same stuff every time. Ugh. All right.
Yeah.
So the next episode, they're called Act 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but they also have different names and they're not tied to each other in any way. So I don't know why they were called Acts 1 through 5. Like, I thought that it was going to be like a story, but they're not because they each have their own name.
Right, and they're not really related to each other.
But they're also not named within the episodes. So the episodes just
Hmm.
like go into one another, and then they have like cutaways where it just goes my scene and it has like little pictures of them, but that
Uh-huh.
happens like two times within each episode, so you have to be like paying attention to see when it changes.
Yeah, I was like, wait, is the episode over? Oh, wait, no, we're still going. Still the same one. Okay.
So the first episode is Chelsea's fashion show. I cannot count the amount of times I've seen a fashion show in my scene and Barbie, and like I don't even know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
many
but in
times.
this one, they're like, Chelsea, it's your first big fashion show. I'm like, lies. What about Masquerade
That was
Madness?
before. It's canon
Yeah,
before.
this is not her
We were all
first fashion
there.
show. Yeah, don't lie to me.
So then she forgot to hire models, or she hired them on a different day. And so then she's like
Oh, yeah.
freaking out, and she's like, "What am I gonna
She's a
do?"
mess.
And it's like, "Oh wait, I can use my friends." And it's like, "Well, there's only two of us. I don't think we can like change fast enough." So then the solution is to just have Chelsea join in, and then there's three people, and three people's enough to change through all the clothes.
Well, I guess maybe she only had three outfits.
But they couldn't do like I can't imagine that you couldn't do it with two, but you can do it totally fine with three.
Yeah, the logic, it's not adding up. But again,
Um,
Chelsea has trouble with math, so
One of Kennedy's outfits I just noted was really weird because there was like the top, then the midsection, and the bottom, and they were all different, and it was just
oh
really weird.
God,
Not
I don't
good.
even remember what they were wearing. I think like all the outfits were so bad that I just stopped paying attention.
Well, it is her first runway. It's her first fashion
Right.
show. She's never
Yeah.
done this before, so she doesn't know how to do it.
Apparently.
Next episode, Secret Admirer. This is Act 2. Kennedy has a straight up goddamn stalker. Like,
It's
oh my
scary.
god. Like, he
Yeah.
is like ordering things for her at like I assume it's the dish in this universe.
Or coffee.
He's like leaving stuff at her house, which is super
Yeah.
creepy because Kennedy doesn't know who this is, and it's like, who knows where I live? But she doesn't seem to care that much.
Yeah, she's not creeped out by it. She just kind of feels bad because she's like, well, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
So I gotta tell this guy that, it's not gonna work out. But like she gets a at the beginning, she gets a text from this secret admirer that's like, "Good morning, gorgeous." And then she can't text him back because the number's blocked, she says.
How does that
But
make
wouldn't she have to block the number? Like, numbers aren't automatically blocked, right?
And I don't think the text would. Yeah, I don't think the text would come back like this person has blocked you. I think it would just like go to nowhere, and then you wouldn't get a response.
Yeah, that was just weird.
Yeah.
Weird to me.
There's a great line when they're shopping. Of course, they're shopping. The line is, "If the shoe fits, buy it." Just a
Yep.
great way to live your life.
Uh-huh. Well, when
Um,
you have endless money from daddy, like,
yeah. Oh my god. So Kennedy is like talking to all these dudes because she thinks like this random dude on the street or whatever is her secret admirer. But there's one point where this guy is asking for directions and he calls her sweetheart to call
yeah.
her over and then acts like confused when she's talking about like, oh, I gotta let you down easy. And he's like, I was just asking for directions. Like, bitch, no, you weren't. You called her
Yeah,
sweetheart to ask for directions. What the hell was up with that?
you don't call a random girl sweetheart. That's not okay.
It's weird. And then at the end, it was River. It was
What?
like
River was the creep.
River had to have known some of that stuff was just super creepy.
I would hope
He
so.
could have
But why
just
would
let
he do it?
he could have just left it at the flowers, honestly. At the end he like drops off flowers and there's one flower missing and then he comes in with the last flower. That was all you really had to do. Like to
Yeah.
come back, be like, "Oh, drop off these flowers." Like, who's the flowers from? And then he comes in with the last flower. I thought that would have been great on its own.
Yeah, that was sweet.
But then all this
The
other
rest of
stuff,
it?
like a blocked number and buying stuff, and like, it was
Yeah,
weird.
making her feel like she's being watched all the
And
time.
all of that for his side piece.
Yeah, while he's visiting Barbie because he's on vacation or
Yeah,
whatever.
because he's
He's
traveling
traveling.
somewhere again. Yeah,
Hmm.
again because he's out of town.
Uh-huh.
Ugh. Next episode, Act 3, Bad Roommate. So Kennedy is moving in with Chelsea, and Kennedy is a horrible, horrible roommate.
She's so bad. She acts like she owns the place.
She's like playing her music really loud. She steals Chelsea's clothes without Chelsea knowing, and then the kicker lets her dog shit in the room. And
And then
then
doesn't clean it
and
up.
then Chelsea steps. She would have been gone the instant I stepped in dog shit in my own room.
You're done.
Like, oh
No
my
more.
god. What in the world? And then at the end, when they're like doing the like, oh, like let's make up, Chelsea's the one who apologizes first. What?
Mm-mm. Chelsea wasn't the one who
And it was
let
basically
her
just
dog shit on
her.
the floor.
It was basically just Chelsea like stifling Kennedy because she wouldn't let her play her music really loud, like late or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Kennedy, like, oh yeah, I'm sorry that I let my dog shit on the floor of your room and then didn't clean it up and then you stepped in it. There was a point
Uh-huh.
where Chelsea sat down in like a chair and there was like a squelch sound and I thought she sat in dog shit, but it was just like the
No.
glue from Barbie or Kennedy. Oh my god, Kennedy's like crafts or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Kennedy's a horrible roommate. She should have been the one to apologize first.
Oh, for sure.
Awful roommate.
Yeah. Oh, disgusting.
Act 4, only two of these left. Reality stars. So Nia has entered this contest to be a vlogger, and then she just like vlogs her friends and just ignores all of their privacy. Just
Yeah, she does not
vlogs
ask
their
for
life.
consent. They're like, no, we don't want to do this. And she's like, too bad.
I already entered the contest. Like
You can't stop me.
that is the easiest way to kill friendships of just like because reality TV is really good at playing up problems in relationships and causing strife. Like that was a horrible idea.
Yeah.
And then, she films all the people like Delancey at the gym choking on water and eating shit off the treadmill and
Yep.
trying to get like content from all of them and just be like, oh, just act normal and like do all of this. And like, we don't wanna. Like,
Yeah, stop it.
and then at the end, guess where they're at? The goddamn club. They're back at the club.
Mm,
And
yeah, of
then
course.
Nia says that she won the contest, and that means that she gets to film it weekly. So buckle up.
Yay.
She did not specify an end date, so this could be going on until the end of time of just filming her friends.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. She does not ask permission at all.
Nope.
Just goes for it. The friends don't have a say,
Nope.
apparently.
Nope. They just have to be dragged along in Noli's replacements plan.
Yeah, I do love it's funny how Delancey has turned into a bit of a gym rat. She's just like constantly working out now.
I mean, I guess that's like a natural-ish progression. She was always like active. She was doing
Oh yeah,
skateboarding and surfing. So I guess, a progression is like
it
gym
makes
stuff.
sense.
But yeah, it is
Hmm.
very different. She's not boarding anymore. I guess skating in 2008 wasn't as big or surfing or whatever.
Yeah, guess not.
And we have made it to the last episode. This is Act 5, Madison's passion. Her passion is, surprisingly enough, not just receiving weekly 30 grand sums from her father. It's running a gala because, of course, they're asking 16-year-olds to run these goddamn events.
Yeah, where all these huge celebrities are gonna be like, yeah, ask the 16-year-old.
Yeah, but she turns it down because she wants to hang out with her friends. And then all of her friends are like ignoring her basically.
Well, they're too
Like
busy.
some of them have like River is leaving again to go see Barbie, obviously,
Uh-huh.
and so
Uh-huh.
Kennedy's busy, but the rest of the people is just like, yeah, we're doing stuff, and so she's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I haven't hung out with people in 10 days. I'm losing my mind.
Who am I without my friends? I don't have a personality.
Oh, also, she's like hitting up like a friend or whatever on the phone. And she's like, oh, yeah, if you have any more time tonight, the club's open till 2. Like, there's 16-year-olds going to the club until 2 a.m. What in the world?
Don't
What?
they have school?
No, because they're running galas and like
They're
events.
too
And oh
busy
my
going
God.
to the club and shopping and but
So then Madison
yeah.
does end up picking up this job because she's lonely. So then the limo is back. She rides the limo with all of her friends to the event, and then all the crazy people are there, like all these like crazy A-lists, and she's just like, yeah, this is what I love to do. I found my
It's my
passion
passion.
of running these like mega Hollywood events because all
Uh-huh.
16-year-olds can do that.
I bet her dad got her the
Oh
job.
yeah, 100%. Or at
Yeah.
least was
'Cause
the
how
connection.
else?
No way.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they just sent out like resumes or whatever for this.
Yeah, she's
Daddy
such a
just got
nepo
it.
baby.
And then
Uh-huh.
there was like a line at the end where she's like, I need to get back to the 3 R's: relaxation, restaurants, and retail. It's
Yep.
like, oh.
So yeah, those are definitely that's it.
Unfortunately, club doesn't start with R because I think relaxation would have been replaced with club if, or restaurants were
Yeah.
replaced with club because they arguably go to the club as much as they go to retail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Madison's passion, and that
And
is
that's
the
my
2008
scene.
version of My Scene. What did you think of this one?
Uh yeah, it was really jarring for me to see the new animation. I was not expecting it. I was expecting the same animation, and this I was like, "Oh, that's totally different." And I think I was just very thrown off by these episodes because like the characters were different, like
Other characters were
Kennedy
just
kept
gone.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, where are the guys? Where's Noli? Now we have Kennedy, who is just a Barbie stand-in, and Nia. It was just very confusing. Um, so yeah, I was very confused while watching.
Yeah, it was
Um,
it felt like something different. It didn't feel like My Scene
yeah,
because
yeah,
this is the
especially with the
last bit
different
of My Scene.
animation.
Because everything else with My Scene, the webisodes and all of the movies have that same art style, and then this one
Hmm.
set is completely different, and then My Scene's just gone.
Yeah, it was really weird.
So yeah, it was very weird to watch. It felt like I was watching something completely different.
Except like I think most of the voice actors were the same. I think Delancey had a different one, but
Yeah,
um
yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it felt similar but different. I was always looking at characters and I'm like, is that this person? Like, am I like
I
remembering
can't
this
tell.
right? Like, is that Chelsea? I'm not sure. Because then you're also questioning like, did they get replaced? Or
Yeah, you never know. Anyone could be on the chopping block. Like if Barbie can go, anyone could go.
yeah, I think I like the original series of webisodes more just because it has that original feel. And that's
Yeah.
and it just feels like My Scene as opposed
Yeah.
to something that's different that like I think would be better if it was on its own,
Hmm.
but it's not. It's My Scene, and it just feels weird that it's like Kennedy wearing the skin of Barbie. It's like Monster High wearing the skin of My Scene.
Hmm. Yeah, it didn't feel quite right. Something was off.
Did you have a favorite episode out of the like 50 episodes?
Oh my
Besides the
God.
like 10-minute one. I think the 10-minute one was the best one because it had so much lore. Like
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
seeing
that
the sex
one.
stream again was hilarious, and like all of that stuff. was
Yes,
was
I
great.
loved that.
Um,
Man, making me go back through all my notes. Uh, well, while I'm looking, do you have one that was your favorite?
I mean, I I think it's so funny how like all the episodes are almost the same with the clubs and the shopping and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Maybe the cat one because I find it just so funny that they're like, we've got all these cats running rampant. You need some pampering, like
Yeah.
absolutely unhinged, like
Uh-huh.
absolutely
Like,
crazy.
really? Is that what needs to happen right now?
Ugh.
Um, a favorite of mine was maybe the one called Shopping Spree, where Hudson is dying.
Yeah, Hudson having a panic attack in the corner is pretty great.
Yeah. It was entertaining.
But yeah, that's my scene. We have seen all of the movies and we have seen all the webisodes. It was fun to go back and it was fun to fill in the gaps of the lore because watching the movies you really don't get a lot of it and it was nice to finally see characters introduced and
Yeah, it was
like their
fun.
initial relationships with people even if the audio and the video were terrible.
Yeah, it was worth it.
I enjoyed mostly watching these. I think I was kind of done by the 2008 one because it looks completely different. It was like, what am I watching?
Yeah, I was getting a
But
little tired.
because then none of like most of the characters are completely different than the movies, and so it's like you're losing out on lore dumps.
Yeah,
But yeah, I uh I enjoyed it. Do you think the villain is Madison?
I'd say so. She's pretty bitchy in certain episodes.
She's just
And then
stuck up rich girl.
yeah, she got on my nerves a lot. I was just like, yeah, you can just turn down this job because you daddy's gonna give you money. You don't need to work.
Yeah, it's fine.
Maybe I'm just jealous.
Yeah, maybe. We all wish that we had that amount of money.
Yeah. But I would be doing different things with my money. I wouldn't be shopping and going to the club every night.
You wouldn't be going to the club every night?
Okay, maybe I would. You
I don't even
know,
have to go to school.
I'd be going to that club or
Yeah.
Club Mud.
Club, which one? That's the question. Are you going to Club
That's
Mud or are
tough.
you going to that club? I think I might go to that club because
Okay, you go there and I'll go to Club Mud.
that club could imply any club. It's just whatever club I want to go to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Madison's the villain. Or the creepy guys actually.
There's a
You
lot
know
of creepy
what?
guys. That's true.
Yeah, we could kind of like gather all the creepy guys together and they could be the villain.
The villain of the Mycene web series is just the new creepy guy in every single episode. All of the pickup lines are so bad. They're so
Yeah.
gross. Speaking of, can't help myself. What's your name?
Ew.
And the way
Ew.
he says it is so nasty.
Not a fan.
It's so gross. Yeah. But that's going to be it for my scene. We have finally wrapped that up. And now it's just going to be Barbie the rest of the way.
Do
So,
we have a ranking for the webisodes?
ooh, F.
I put F. Yeah.
It's not good. If I ranked the 10-minute one separately, I'd probably put that alongside Masquerade because Masquerade Madness is an
Yeah.
E. I'd probably put that one with
Yeah.
an E. That one was fine. The rest of them, the quality is just bad. It's just not good.
Yeah. It went downhill fast.
Yeah, I think I'd go F on it as a whole.
Same.
The animation and audio is so bad, and then the second series doesn't even feel like my scene anymore. So
Yeah. And the content is just so repetitive. It's just like we're either going shopping or going to the club. Like, which is it this time?
that's
Maybe
basically it.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is really just it. So yeah, my scene is over. Next month we're going to be diving back into the Barbie movies, and next month will be Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus. And this is one that
Ooh.
I do not remember like at all. So looking forward to watching this one again.
Yeah, I remember some of it, but it's not one that I watched a lot.
Yeah, we did not watch this one on repeat like some of the other ones. So
Yeah.
look forward to that when we get back to regular Barbie now that my scene is done. So
Wow, it's
yeah,
finally over.
it was a lot. There's a lot of my
We're
scene, but
free.
we're done. It's up to Barbie. So that will be it for this month's meeting of the Barbie Council. We are here on the first Monday of every single month on YouTube for the video version of the podcast, and we also have the audio version on any podcast streaming service that you may use. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other area that you get your podcasts. We are there, so you can check us out on the first Monday of every single month. Thanks for listening to this month's episode of the Barbie Council. Until next time, meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.